Hey there, property leaders. I am former United States Army Sergeant Anthony Russell, and today we're going to talk about background checks. All right, property leaders, we are going to talk about background checks today. Today's question comes from Doug. Doug asks, what service do you use for credit and background checks? What checks do you do? And if you have a couple, do you check both people? All right, so first things first. Yes, if there are more than one people signing the lease, more than one person signing the lease, then yes, I check everybody. Everybody gets checked. I don't care if they're brother, sister, husband, wife, Grammy, Grampy, roommates, doesn't make any difference to me. Everybody gets a background check because I have mostly multifamily buildings. I have all multifamily buildings, and we have families that live in our buildings. There's people with kids. If you're a tenant and you have a landlord moving people in, you're going to want to know if you have a violent felon or a sex offender moving in next door. Too easy. So yeah, everybody gets a background check. No questions asked. What do you do? Credit and background checks? Yes, I do both. I don't care about a tenant's credit score. Credit score makes no difference to me. If they had a fantastic credit score, they probably wouldn't be renting. That's not necessarily always true, but in a lot of cases that's true. I find a lot of tenants have lower credit scores, so it doesn't make any difference to me what your credit score is. What I do look for is collections. If you have active collections, instant no-go for me. I don't care. You don't pay your AT&T bill, done. Don't pay your medical bill, done. Because if you're not paying your bills, then that's an indication to me that you're not going to pay rent. So that's an instant no-go. Things I don't look at, like I said, I don't look at the credit score, and I also don't care about collections that have been paid. If you have collections and they were paid off, great, good on you. That means that you pay your bills. You're the type of person I want to rent to. As far as background checks go, I obviously, like I said, I look at violent felons and sex offenders. I also look for evictions in the last 3 to 5 years. If it's the last 3 years, instant no-go. If it's the last 5 years, then maybe we'll talk about it. I have had people, every person that I have caught on the background check has lied blatantly to my face. And it happens more frequently than you'd think. I would say literally every single time I rent some of our lower income neighborhoods, every single time I rent, there are people I turn down because of evictions, ongoing evictions. Now, not all evictions show up on a background check. We'll talk about services in a second, but not all background checks are super accurate for active evictions. You need to look at your local cities and surrounding cities and run the person's name through. So what I like to do is whenever somebody is trying to sign a lease with me, when I go to fill out their background check, or when I send them the background check, I tell them to send me a photocopy of their driver's license. So what this does is while they're doing the background check through my third-party system, I'm taking their driver's license and I'm looking at the local cities' court systems. It's all open information and it's all online and it's all free. You can just Google your local city and the clerk of courts, and you can see all the ongoing cases and stuff, and you can see who they are. I have caught people this way. It's pretty funny because they lie right to your face, and then you send them the court information, and then you never hear from them again because they know they're caught. So I definitely would recommend doing that. It will save you a lot of grief. Proper screening is like numero uno when it comes to renting. If you want to get good tenants in your buildings, you have to screen well, and that's literally all of this stuff. All right, as far as services go, there are 2 services that I have used. One of them is called My Tenant Screening or My Tenant Moving, something like that. It's one that Bigger Pockets recommends. I used to use them a long time ago. Now I use Buildium exclusively. Affiliate link is actually below in the details. I just got an affiliate with them, so we'll be using them, using their affiliates for a lot of stuff. But I just want to be clear, I use Buildium for basically everything for our buildings. I use their electronic lease signing. I use it to manage our buildings, to list units, to do screening, to take applications. And I've been using them for about 6 years now. So we use it for rent collection too. We use it for everything. They have an a la carte system, so it's really nice. It's not super cheap, but None of this is, to be honest with you, none of these services are super cheap for small landlords. Buildium was just happened to be the cheapest one that I came across, so that was the one I used. And we've been, like I said, we've been using it for years. So they have a nice background screening tool built in that we use. It gives you all the information you need. It gives you their criminal history, it gives you their credit history, it gives you everything. I believe it even does a recommendation on if you should lease to them or not. So highly recommend checking that out. All right, Doug, I hope that answered your question. If you would like a free copy of my book, Leadership for Landlords, reach out to me on Facebook. I will get that over to you. And the rest of you, have a good one. If you'd like a copy of my book, Leadership for Landlords, check it out on Amazon, available now in paperback and ebook. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, property leaders, get out on patrol, get into those buildings, and find something to fix, huh?